I'm still basking in the glow of that Debra Winger Mail day. 1915 Cracker Jack, if you didn't watch my short video from a couple days back. First significant card in 2024. First all-time PC on the pyramid card I've added in quite some time, really since I got the 52 Mays back in September. Up on the screen, I've got the pyramid. 4 rows, tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tier 1 has 1 card, tier 2 has 2, tier 3 has 3 cards, tier 4 has 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 10. This card, that 1915 Cracker Jack John McGraw in an SGC3, was tier number 3, card number 3, making this card number 6 overall, with him coming off the board. Tier 4 card 1, the 55 Koufax moves up to tier 3. 33 DeLong moves to 1. 48-49 Leaf Williams moves to 2. 2008 Topps Chrome LeBron moves to card 3 on tier 4, which means I have room for one more card in tier 4, my number 10 card. And I'm thinking about a few different cards. I'm thinking about either the 33 or the 34 Gaudy Bill Terry. Bill Terry, Hall of Fame New York Giant, last player in the National League to hit 400. Real nice card. Or I might go significantly bigger, go 34 Hank Greenberg rookie card. What I would do there is I would trade out my 1940 play ball Hank Greenberg that's currently a part of the PSA master set to sort of offset some of the cost. I might go there. I do like the 34 Gaudy quite a bit. Or I might go 1934 Diamond Stars Mel Ott. 22 seasons a member of the New York Giants. Real cool colors in the Diamond Stars. Or maybe I'll go 1957 Topps Johnny Unitas. Slip a little football card in there. I do like that card. Horizontal, 2 photos, 1957 Topps. One card I will not be buying is the 1958 Topps Jim Brown, his rookie card. I just don't like that card. It's all fuzzy, right? It's like, oh, then the centering is weird. It's because it's an oval. You have to center it once in the border and then once on the oval. And because it's kind of a black card, it's inside the oval's black. It kind of looks gray or brown and kind of fuzzy. I just don't love the card. It's a card that if I chased, I would feel like I was obliged to own it. I would much rather own the 1959 Jimmy Brown, his second year card, where he looks like a Greek god busting through the frame. That is a sweet card, although not really worthy of a position in the top 10 PC pyramid at this time. You gotta have a plan, friends. You've got to have a plan. You've got to know where you want to go so you can actually, to me, get someplace that's worth going. All I want, as you know, is a very small, beautiful, and personally meaningful PC personal collection. You've got to have a plan. And if you do, oh boy, does it feel good when that plan comes together. Welcome to the Rated Rabbi Sports Card Podcast, where sports cards and pop culture meet the 1984 All-Star Game. I am your host, Rabbi David Spinrad. Welcome to episode 63, when a plan comes together. Winfield batting 2 outs, top of the 6th, lofts a high fly ball. Gooden gets him on the front foot. High fly ball to left. Timmy Raines camps under it, makes the catch. End of the inning, side retired. No runs, a hit, and Eddie Murray bloop double. He gets stranded at second base at the end of 5 1/2. The National League's leading 2-1. We cut to commercial. First commercial from Sharp Minds comes Sharp Product. It's a commercial for the Sharp VCR. Very high tech. There was slow-mo, a cordless remote, By the mid 80s, 1 in 7 American households owned a VCR, whereas only 5, 6 years earlier, nobody had a VCR. First VCRs came out, they would have been about the equivalent today of about $5,000. Gradually, the prices came down. The range in 1984 was more or less between $500 and $1,500 for a VCR. Still big money if we translated into today's dollars. But man, the VHS revolution took over. I remember our first VCR. For some reason, I remember it cost $1,000, which was big money. I remember the first store, the first video store in Novato, Grant Avenue, across from Marion Field, right by 31 Flavors, Baskin Robbins, called Video Plus. That was the first video store. What I remember about Video Plus is there was this couple who owned it, and they were murdered. They were murdered by these another couple, these two people who they were trying to help. I don't exactly know the story, but I remember the owners of Video Plus in Novato, the first VHS store in Novato. I remember them being murdered. It was the 80s, I suppose. VCRs were in vogue. From sharp minds come sharp products. Next commercial up is Stroh's beer, fire brewed for smoother taste. I'm going to bring up a picture of the end of the ad. There is the tagline, fire brewed for smoother taste. Stroh's Brewery out of Detroit, no longer around. So what's the deal with this fire brewed thing? I did a little homework. It turns out what fire brewed is, see, most beer is heated with steam. Fire brewed, the kettle of the wort, it would be an open flame underneath that, cooking up that wort, turning it into beer, caramelizing the malt sugars to kind of give it a finer, more distinct taste, or so they say it. I have no idea. I just remember Stroh's beer, Stroh's and Stroh's Light, fire brewed for smoother taste. After that commercial, you might say, you know what? I'm going to take this remote. I'm going to see what else is on. And if you changed the channel from ABC, it would have been channel 7 for me. I don't know what it was for you. To NBC, that was channel 4 for me. I don't know what it was for you. If you would have changed away from the All-Star game at the commercial break, what you would have heard was bum 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 bum. That's right, man. A-Team running opposite to the 84 All-Star game. Remember how that show used to start? There'd be the chopper and a voiceover. 10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade in Los Angeles. Stockade 2, the Los Angeles Underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help you, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team. Boom, red would flash up on the screen. It said A-Team, and then the bullets. Pop, 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 pop. Then the music. Oh man, A-Team. I used to love the A-Team, and I found out that a rerun was running opposite to the All-Star game, January 10th, 1984. So you know I had to do a dive into the A-Team. First regular episode of the A-Team premiered January 30th, 1983, after Super Bowl 17. Who played Super Bowl 17? Remember, that was the strike season. 1982 was the strike. Super Bowl 17, Washington Redskins defeat the Miami Dolphins 27-17. Joe Theismann, that single bar face mask, you just want to like punch his teeth out, man. Who else? Mark Mosley, the Hogs. Who else? Charlie Brown, Art Monk, and of course, This guy, number 44, John Riggins, shown here, 83 tops. This was Riggo in his prime. Hit a weird career, came on, dipped, and then resurged big time as a Redskin. He's a Hall of Famer. I'm going to look at his numbers here, right? Had 1,000 yard season with the Jets in 75. That would have been his 5th year as a member of the Jets. And with the Skins, didn't play much. 76, 77, 78 runs for 1,000 yards. 79 runs for 1,000 yards. 1980 does not play. 1981, 714 yards and a strike short in 1982. Goes for 553, but came up big in the Super Bowl. Remember that run where he's like breaking tackles? Who's that guy? He threw him off, shook him off. Fulton Walker, Miami Dolphins. Defensive back. That's right. That's way, way back in my brain. I can remember Fulton Walker, but I cannot remember my wife's birthday. A-Team premieres January 30th after that Super Bowl, and it is an instant hit. Starring, of course, the great George Peppard as Hannibal Smith, the leader of the gang. Who else? Dirk Benedict as Templeton Peck, the Faceman. Who else? Dwight Schultz played Howlin Mad Murdock. And, of course, Mr. T was B.A. Baracus. Man, rode that rocket from Rocky 3 right into an NBC prime time special. Where did Mr. T get his start? He was Muhammad Ali's bodyguard, believe it or not. It's like Ali would have whooped Mr. T when Mr. T is going to be his bodyguard. Man, all right, so who do we have? We have Hannibal, we had the Faceman, we had Howlin Mad Murdock, and of course we had B.A. Baracus. What's the plot? They're a unit of like secret ops in Vietnam. And there was this job. They had to pull a caper. They had to rob the bank in Hanoi, and somehow robbing this bank was going to help facilitate a speedier end to the Vietnam War. Only what happened was their guy who sent him on the mission, this guy Colonel Morrison, got killed when they were robbing the bank, got killed back at the base. The base got destroyed. All evidence of the mission was destroyed. And what happens to the A-Team? Well, they get jailed. They end up in that stockade. They promptly escape to the Los Angeles underground. However, where they become soldiers of fortune. Let's put soldiers of fortune right up there on top of the short list of coolest professions. Probably, I'm going to put it just underneath stuntman. Personal preference, you might feel different. But soldier of fortune, LA Underground, right? Trying to clear their names. Remember they had that one woman who was a reporter, and then it was a different carrier the next year. And then there was this military guy who was always chasing them. Here's the thing about the A-Team. Smash hit, right? Incredible, hugely popular. 1982-83. It's 10th overall. It's so popular. You know what 10th means? It was tied with Monday Night Football in popularity. What else? 1983-84. It goes even higher. It's the 4th ranked show in primetime television. 1984-85. Dips a tiny little bit, still top 10. It's number 6. 1985-86. It falls off a cliff. I'll tell you why in just a second. From 10 to 4 to 6 to 30 by 86-87. It's jumped the shark. Primetime Nielsen ratings for the A-Team are a sad 61st. Why? Why the precipitous rise and dramatic fall of the A-Team? Well, basically, it was the same show every week. Very episodic. Shows didn't really go together. They were all more or less individual. It was always basically the same plot, right? There was always some kind of job. They would help to clear their name. They had to fly, of course. So what were they going to do? Well, BA hated to fly. So they were like, look over there, BA, a squirrel. What? They would like stab him with some kind of like needle, which would make him pass out. Somehow they're always breaking Howlin Mad Murdock out of the mental institution, right? That seemed to happen a lot. He was the guy flying the planes. He was a real good, did a lot of things, a lot of gadgets. Faceman Peck was always running some kind of good-looking Starbuck con man hustle, and then George Peppard always, chomping that cigar. How does it always end? I love it when a plan comes together. Basically the same episode, and even more than that sameness was the incredible cartoonish violence in every single episode. The average episode of the A-Team had 49 expressions of violence, right? People firing heavy artillery, cars blowing up, flipping, helicopter crashes. But it was really interesting. In doing my homework about the A-Team, they were very insistent. Even as a plane would crash, a helicopter, a chopper, a car would flip and catch on fire, they always had a little clip at the end of it where the person or the people were kind of walking away unscathed. That was the thing. There was tons of explosions, guns, crazy violence, fire, and no one ever died. It was like this running gag. And the writers of the show had fun with it. They knew that it was so over the top. It got to the point where they were just trying to go as far as they possibly could with this cartoonish violence. And you wonder why we have become so incredibly desensitized to violence, because, well, it's pretty much all we saw. Violent television and that 80s movie genre of the teenage sex comedy help make us who we are. So A-Team sameness ends up, at first it's very popular, the formula is attractive, and then the formula goes south, it falls apart, it gets canceled. But the memories stay on. I got two things I want to show you. First, I recently rediscovered somewhere in the lost Spinrad archives a rated rabbi secret basement storage cabinet. This is issue 1 of the Marvel A-Team comic. I remember I've had this since it was published. Oh my, it is super duper cool. There they are. There's B.A. Baracus right in the front. First collector's item issue. There's Hannibal with the cigar. There's that one reporter with the headband and a gun. Faceman and Howlin Mad Murdock working the radio. It says the A-Team, all the actions, all the thrills, now in their very own Marvel comics. Took it down from the wall to show it to you tonight. Second thing I want to do with you is I want to open up this pack of A-Team cards. Check it out. You got BA up there on the front of the wrapper. The A-Team, same kind of setup. 10 cards, 1 sticker, 1 stick of bubble gum, made by our good friends from Doria, Pennsylvania, the Tops Chewing Gum Incorporated. Let's open it up, have a look at it. I don't have a card cam. You got to look at my ugly mug, but I'll try to do it quickly and show you the cards as I do. Oh, these are going to be fun to show you. I will not be chewing the gum. Get that piece of gum. All right, here we go. Put them all the same way. A beautiful blue card. First one. There it is. Motorcycle flying over smoke and flame, says over the top. Second card. Next one. Oh, that's the van. It says put it in gear. That A-Team Mr. T black with the red stripe van. We'll come back to that just a little bit later. Third card, Howlin Mad Murdock, saying too bad for Howlin Mad. Nothing special. There is Faceman, that reporter girl, says a new assignment. Ooh! All right, let me just whip through these a little quicker, show you the good ones. There is that handsome Captain Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica. Dirk Benedict, says the Faceman's here. Looks like a headshot. Had that great 80s leather jacket. That guy is rakishly handsome. Another picture of Howlin Mad acting crazy. Skip that one. Skip that one. All right. Let me show you the last two. One is a sticker. Not a Mr. T sticker. This was kind of a Howlin Mad Murdock heavy pack. Got 3 or 4 cards. The best one, though, is George Peppard, Mr. T, and that reporter lady arms around each other, says mission accomplished. That's actually kind of a cool card. All right, all right, all right. That's me having fun. Open a pack of A-Team cards from 1983. Tops. What else we got? Let's talk a little bit about that A-Team van. Let me show you it right here. There we go. It says put it in gears. Van speeding down the LA freeway. Could be the 405 for all I know. Stephen J. Cannell production on the bottom. What do you know about this van? GMC Vandura van. Kind of a bit of a kidnapper van. Now, I know you say not quite, Dave, because a kidnapper van must be white. But I say to you, to me, what makes a van a kidnapper van is this looming ominousness. It's not the color. Can't have very many windows. It's scariest when it's kind of parked off a little bit by itself. If it's moving very slowly, that makes it extra scary. The kidnapper van. Ooh, Silence of the Lambs. That scares me to that day. That was a kidnapper van. Oh my God, that movie still gives me bad dreams. If you grew up in the 80s, you grew up like I did as a part of the kidnapping craze of the 1980s. Remember, it seemed like everybody was just getting kidnapped. I did a little homework at one point during this kidnapping panic of the mid-1980s. It was estimated that 15 million children were missing and that 50,000 children were kidnapped each and every year. No wonder the fear was so great. Like, crazy, you go out, you get kidnapped. Man, hold on. I got to catch my breath and think about that. Yeah, 1980s. Seemed like everybody was getting kidnapped. Remember Adam Walsh? Of course, you remember Adam Walsh. I launched John Walsh, America's Most Wanted. What else you remember about the kidnapping craze of the night? By the way, that 1.5 missing and those 50,000 kidnapped every year, actually, those numbers were way off. They were fear inflated. They actually included like child custody issues, and really all it did was make everybody scared and feel like you couldn't go ride your bike down to the park or down to 7-Eleven without getting kidnapped, man. Kidnapping craze 1980, right? Stranger danger, Satanists everywhere snatching up kids, listening to Judas Priest backwards, all that stuff. What else? Mid 80s, time of a lot of serial killers. Man, we got a big serial killer episode coming up a little bit later, not tonight, later episode. But it seemed like there were a lot. What happened to serial killers? I guess they became, mass shooters. I don't know. I hate to get too dark, but it seems like there used to be a lot of serial killers. Maybe because nowadays everything's tracked. All right, there's phones everywhere, there's cameras everywhere. Like there's not the anonymity. We don't see serial killers like we used to, and kidnappings don't seem like they used to happen. Everyone was getting kidnapped. Man, what's a poor guy got to do to get abducted around here? I will say in the 20 years that America's Most Wanted ran, 1988 to 2008, they did rescue 63 children, and they helped put over 1,200 fugitives behind bars. So they did something. But man, I was scared, and that A-Team van always reminded me of a kidnapper van, even though it wasn't the standard white color. All right, tomorrow night, I'm looking forward to being on the YouTube channel for collectors, kind of branching out. Usually I'm a lot more, introverted and slightly misanthropic, and I don't participate in too much things. I watch things, but I'm a little shy, I guess, kind of do my own thing, but I put it out there. Theo Clemente Collector put it out there that they're having a trade night on Sunday night, and I said, you know what, why the heck not? I'm going to go on there and, I don't know, just get over it and just, hello, I'm here. It's trade night, vintage trade night. This is so far what I'm bringing to trade. I'm on camera wheeling and dealing. 1955 Topps All-American, the Four Horsemen. Beautiful card. Topps All-American SGC6. Does not fit my collection. This is a short print. Beautiful, beautiful example, but Doesn't fit. Couple more I want to show you. I got a couple of modern cards I'm going to see if I can deal. I got a 2019 and a 2020 Topps Gold Chrome Refractor Miguel Cabrera. Both of these are in PSA 10. Bought these both raw, subbed these both to PSA 2019 and 2020. Future Hall of Famer, 3,000 hit club, 500 home run club, the only Triple Crown winner in my lifetime. Miguel Cabrera. Going to see if I can wheel these gold refractors to a home that will appreciate it more than I will. Few more to show you. I'm going to start breaking apart my Beautiful Ones collection. I have a series of 5 incredible, beautiful PSA 1s I'm going to bring to the table. I like them all. They just don't fit what I'm doing, and maybe they'll find a home with someone who will appreciate him more than I do. This is a beautifully centered 1953 Bob Feller in an SGC 1. Why is it a 1? Look at that color. Look at that service. Look at that centering. Why? Paper loss on the back. 1, 2, 3 places. Clearly was glued into some kind of scrapbook, deserving of the SGC 1. But if your front matters so much more than the back, you want to get a beautiful card, let me know. Maybe reach out Beyond 4 Collectors tomorrow night. Maybe this could be yours. Next one, 1958 Sandy Koufax. Also PSA 1. Beautiful yellow, nicely centered. What's the deal with this 58 Koufax? Itty bitty, teeny tiny pinhole. Not a death sentence for me. I will take a tiny pinhole on a beautiful card. Bought this one raw. Automatic 1 because of the hole. 1958. Also Warren Spahn. Why is this a PSA 1? I believe for the exact same reason. Also a pinhole. But look at the gorgeous green color. Look at the centering on that card. It's beautiful. Automatically a pinhole disqualifies the card. Beautiful. Just doesn't fit what I'm doing. 2 more PSA 1s. Another card I bought raw, 1958 Ernie Banks. What a beautiful, beautiful image of a young Ernie Banks. Also well centered, bright yellow with the red. Pinhole very, very top in the middle. Tiny bit bigger than the pinhole on Koufax, but I'm hoping this will also find a home. Last PSA 1, 1964 Hank Aaron. This card is so sharp. Look at the color. Look at the registration. Look at the centering on this card. I mean, my goodness. Where is it? It has right there between the A and the V in Braves. Again, an itty bitty pinhole. If you didn't have the pinhole with that centering and that colors, I'm talking PSA 5, PSA 6. Sharp corners. 3 sharp corners, 1 ding. We'll give it a 5 without the pinhole. Takes it all the way down to a PSA 1. If you're interested, be on the show tomorrow night. Last 2, kind of bigger. I'm willing to put them out there because although I love them, I can get them back another time. First one, my 1955 Topps Roberto Clemente in a PSA 2. Bought this one raw from the Annandale Firehouse card show. It's a monthly show. Bought this raw, subbed it to PSA, came back at 2, which is about what I thought it would. Beautiful card. Although I feel like this card means more to the hobby than it actually means to me. My favorite Clemente card is the 71 Clemente, much later in his career, of course, but I just think that's such a beautiful piece of art. This is a rookie card. Very happy to move it in a trade. It's decently centered. I would say it's absolutely fairly graded, pretty much to the right and to the bottom, which is very common for this card for where it falls on the sheet, but it's got nice color. It's got nice registration. I'm not going to overvalue this card, but I'm also in no need to give it away for nothing. Last card, one of the great cards. This might be my favorite card of Mickey Mantle's Triple Crown winning season, 1956 Topps. This is a nice one, right? Nicely centered, beautiful registration. I'd say the corners are well loved, worthy of its 2.5 designation. Those are really the bigger boys I'm bringing to the party tomorrow night, the 55 Clemente and the 56 Mantle. I would rebuy the Mantle. I wouldn't mind trading off of it right now, putting some money towards one that's a little higher grade, a little better condition. My favorite Mantle card. It'll probably be my only Mickey Mantle card that I ever own. So I don't mind actually trying to level up a little bit on that one. All right, going to wrap it up for night. What did we do? Started with a little PC pyramid update, reshared the 1959 Cracker Jack John McGraw Debra Winger Mail Day from earlier in the week. Went to commercial, Sharp Minds, come Sharp Products, Sharp VCR. Remember that the owners of the first video store in Nevada were murdered. That was weird. Stroh's beard, commercial for that. Fire-brewed for great taste. Changed off of the next commercial because I wanted to go to Channel 4. A-Team, bump, 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 bump. Broke that down. When did A-Team premiere? January 30th was the first regular episode. January 30th, 1983, right after Super Bowl 17 between the Redskins and the Dolphins. Showed you this 1983 John Riggins had a beast of a game. I think he was MVP of that Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. This 83 Riggins, by the way, I bought a complete set from Paul's Coin Shop, also in Nevada, also on Grant Avenue. Also has a little bit of a dodgy story. Paul's Coin Shop was here today, gone tomorrow. Was an early card shop, was our real local LCS. I guess that's kind of redundant, was our local card shop. Bought this complete set, horribly centered. I always suspected he went through and put together a set with really lousy centering, but whatever. So Paul's Coin Shop really was one of those places that was here today, gone tomorrow. He got busted because he was hiring teenagers to do to break into homes and burglarize, and he was paying them off in drugs. I know, I grew up in the suburbs. You got these people here getting murdered, this guy here going to jail for hiring teenagers to burglarize and paying them off in drugs. Man, where did you grow up? A-Team, what a smash hit. I love it when a plan comes together. Open up a pack of 83 A-Team cards, man. Oof. Did get a card of that A-Team van, B.A. Baracus, the driver. GMC Vandura van. Always reminded me of a kidnapper van, which reminded me of the kidnapping craze of the 1980s. Satanic worship, serial killers, and lots of these on our breakfast table. Wrapping it up with the missing milk cartons. Remember these? Every day you're like trying to start your day. Back then, no phones. What'd you do? You read the back of a carton of milk while you ate. And what did we see with our honeycombs? Missing John Gotch and Juanita Estevez. Man, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I really thought I was going to get kidnapped. I mean, everyone was getting kidnapped. 50,000 kids a year getting kidnapped. John Walsh, America's Most Wanted, saved me. All right. I'm going to wrap things up. It's been good to be together. We'll be moving on to the bottom half of the 6th sometime in the near future. But for now, until we meet again, may you be blessed and may you enjoy health and long life. So long for now.